317 was just announced, and for this video, I'm going to be giving my opinions on every fight, my reaction, how I think the UFC did. I'm excited for Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. We all knew it was going to happen after, what's his name, Jack Della Maddalena just won the welterweight title. I'm so excited right now. I can't even think straight. We also have Pantoja versus Kai Kara France being announced as the co-main. To be honest, I think the UFC did a pretty mediocre job. I think it's a solid card, but to be honest, the UFC has been putting on pretty mediocre fights over and over, and I'm just, to be honest, like, kind of not too impressed. Like, I thought 317 needed to be really good to make this year, like, at least mediocre, because, to be honest, this year's main events, like this next month, is going to be terrible, and we just needed some hope on the other side. And this is a good card, but I mean, Brandon Royval versus Manel Cap, Paulo Costa, Roman Kopylov, there's a bunch of great fights on here, but to be honest, it's like if one of these fights or two of these fights fall off, then it becomes kind of a mediocre card. I mean, Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov is a good fight, but should it be the featured fight? I don't know if this is like the order, but like, it should not even really, I think it should be a prelim, like the prelim, the prelim main event. I just think, I don't know. I think the card's going to be solid. I just hope none of the fighters pull out. I think Renato Moicano versus Beneil Dariush, they rebooked it. I mean, I'm not too sad about it. I think Beneil Dariush has a path to victory here now that we saw Renato Moicano kind of be susceptible. I know Islam Makhachev is a different beast, but I don't know. Beneil Dariush used to be known as like a number one contender, so I have a feeling he might be winning that fight. Jack Hermansson versus Gregory Rodriguez. To be honest, Jack Hermansson hasn't fought in 2 years, and he's fighting a really dangerous power puncher. And I know Jack Hermansson is really crafty, and he put on a really good performance against Joe Pyfer, but he's been gone for 2 years. I feel like Gregory Rodriguez has stayed active. I just feel over 3 rounds, I feel like Gregory Rodriguez isn't going to gas. He's going to be able to, just like let his hands go, not really have any fear. Jack Hermansson has pillow hands, and I just think it's a clear win for Gregory Rodriguez, and I'm pretty excited for it. I think it's a great fight. Brandon Royval, Manel Cap. I do think that Brandon Royval is going to win this fight. Unfortunately, to be honest, I think Brandon Royval is just the Max Holloway of the flyweight division. I mean, I know Manel Cap, really great, a really fun striker, but to be honest, he needs someone who isn't tricky, who isn't dynamic on the feet, so he can style on him. Bruno Silva, he's a good fighter. He can keep it composed, but he's not really anywhere on the level of the feet as Brandon Royval. We saw against, what's his name? The guy who left the UFC, the flyweight. I have his face in my head. It's not a Stu Almabayev. Mobzar. Jesus, fuck. Okay, you get what I'm saying. But anyways, if you're going to get, like, tit for tat, like, on the feet against that random flyweight who got cut from the UFC, I just think that, I don't know, Brandon Royval can mix in the takedowns. His length, I feel like, is going to be a really big problem for Manel Cap. Manel Cap is, I know he's fan favorite. The guy who, like, hates Adesanya called him, like, the dog, like, fucker or whatever. But I don't know. Brandon Royval, great fighter. I'm excited for this card. I don't know. The more I'm reading it, the more I'm kind of, lightening up. Joanta Diniz versus Justin Taffa. Who gives a shit? I'm going to move on. The fact that that's, like, in the middle, like, this shouldn't even be in the same post, to be honest. Like, I know Justin Taffa is, like, I don't know what hallucination they have that Justin Taffa is popular. Maybe from, like, in Australia, Justin Taffa is, like, the next Tai Tuivasa, but I just don't buy it. And Joanta Diniz has done nothing except for lose to blobfish looking ass. Marcin Torbora. Okay. At least I'm remembering his name. Let's just go up to the co-main. Alexander Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. To be honest, I don't think Kai Kara France deserves it. I know a lot of people were saying that like after that Steve Erceg fight, it was a really good performance, and he should maybe get it because there's no one else. But to be honest, like, He was so much time in between Alexander Pantoja fighting again. That Kai Kara France could have had a #1 contenders fight with Manel Cap, who was right there. They didn't make that matchup. They tried a matchup. Um, Who'd they try to match him up against? Manel Cap. It doesn't matter. I just think Pantoja is gonna win this fight easily. Kai Kara is a good fighter, but I just don't think he's gonna be able to crack Pantoja. And if he does, I think Pantoja is good enough to just survive it and then take Kai Kara France down. We've seen with the City Kickboxing Gym that they're okay at stuffing takedowns until it's the highest level, and Pantoja is just the highest level. He showed against Kai Kara France that I feel like, kind of improved on his grappling. I feel like he's extremely strong. He's going to be able to manhandle that elf around. And yeah, Ilia Topuria, Charles Oliveira, you know what's going to happen. We know what's happening. We're excited, but we know what's happening. Ilia Topuria, to be honest, I just feel he's not going to lose until it's either Islam or Arman. I feel like most people have that same opinion. Charles Oliveira, I don't think he's... the main event's so good. I'm so excited for this fight, but I don't think Charles Oliveira really can get the takedowns. I know, I don't think he... I know he got against Michael Chandler. I know he was wrestling... I think he got one against Beneil. I'm not sure, but I just think Ilia Topuria, he's going to be able to lay on that pressure. Charles Oliveira will probably try to shoot a couple times, but once he's rocked, I feel like we're going to see Charles Oliveira try to do the average, just survive, and that like legendary moment where he comes back, like what happened in the Justin Gaethje fight, what happened in the Poirier fight. But I don't think that's happening. I think Charles Oliveira gets knocked out. I think it's a really sad knockout. It's going to be traumatizing, and I think after this fight, I think they should do Islam versus Ilia. I know, actually, I mean, maybe just have Islam come down to lightweight and then have Ilia versus Islam, because, like, I mean, he can hold both belts at once. Who cares? Like, I know they had that rule that Diego Lopez said, but, like, I don't even think that's real. And, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, and, yeah, I'll see you next time.